All right, so one of the biggest things in increasing your frequency, increasing your energy, increasing your, what I like to call self-worth muscles, because we have our muscles on our body, we also have our self-worth muscles. Long story short, for the longest time, I had really low self-worth. I found myself in a constant state of people-pleasing. I chose to eat foods that weren't healthy for my body. I was 40 pounds overweight, I was out of shape. So I asked why? Why do I keep choosing these things in my life that I know ultimately aren't leading me to the successful path that I want to be on, or the vibration that's congruent with my higher self and the knowing that I came here to earth with? And it was all based on my childhood. You see, maybe you've heard this before, maybe you've read UBU, my book, and for the longest time, I held on to this belief that I wasn't good enough. And I wasn't deserving of love. Because as a child, from the ages of being born to 5 years old, I was physically abused. I was tortured, I was neglected. If I couldn't tie my shoes fast enough, my own dad would put cigarettes out on my head. He would also shove my head underneath the bath water and hold me up so I couldn't breathe, and then pull me up. If I cried, he'd shove my head underwater again. I was literally trained like a Navy SEAL at a very young age. And that's obviously a funny reframe, but it developed a lot of self-worth issues. I had this need to be seen with everything in my life. I had this need to be validated, and it wasn't healthy because it led me down the path of a lot of things. I drank a lot of alcohol. I experimented with different things back in the day in college and whatnot. And then I made a commitment to change my worthiness, to change my vibration, and to help other people. And that's when a mentor came to me and he said, Drew, if you do anything at all, make sure every single day you're doing something to give back to another person. And through doing that, I adjusted a lot of my self-worth. My vibration became higher in the giving. So it wasn't about me. It wasn't about little old Drew who was abused as a kid. It was actually about something much bigger that I could contribute to every single day. Then, 11 years ago, the start of FitLifeTV, it was about fueling my body with foods. Because I was working in the 3D still. I was working on the physical level. I was trying to lose 40 pounds that I had and get in the best shape of my life. And I found that changing your physical body is one of the first steps in changing your identity. And if you want to shift your identity, start to make better choices for your physical body. So you can meal prep, you can bless your water when you can drink it, make better choices with food, higher vibrational food, green juices, superfoods like Organifi. You can definitely use that as well to increase your vibration. And then on that, there's different rituals that you can do throughout the day to increase your vibration as well. One thing I do every single night before I go to bed is I actually tell my subconscious what I want to see when I dream. What do I want to wake up with? If I have a question or something that I need an answer to, I tell myself what time I want to wake up as well. And I wake up, subconscious wakes me up at whatever time I tell it, 5 a.m., 4:30 sometimes, whatever it is. And I wake up with the intention to have massive amounts of energy. I'm building momentum as soon as I wake up. And I do that through breathing. So if you want to increase your vibration, your worthiness, get some breath in your body, prana, this life force. So I breathe in, I tell myself I love my life. I love my life. I love my life. And you can almost feel it as you're watching me. But the more you say these words, and I talked about it in my buddy Aaron Dottie's video as well, who came here to San Diego recently, the higher your vibration or the higher your frequency as well. So you build these habits with worthiness. Second to that, who really decides your worth? Is it somebody outside of you? Or is it you owning that you're worthy of everything that you came here to create? And you get to make that choice every day. So telling yourself that you are worthy, telling yourself that maybe things aren't exactly the way that you want them to be right now, but you are worthy enough to live the dream life that you want to create. And if something's not serving you, if you're doing anything in your life at all that is taking away energy and you feel it in your gut, or some people feel it in their heart, then that's something that you need to adjust right away as well. Figure out how to outsource it, figure out how to delegate it, figure out how to stay in your passion zone. Because when you're in your passion zone, you're in your greatest. You're in the expression that you came here to be. So what lights you on fire? Make a list of the things that light you on fire would be number 3. So what things can you do every single day that bring joy to you? For me, one of them is music. I love playing music, so I make sure that I'm at least playing my guitar, I'm playing the piano, I'm playing, maybe my Native American flutes. I'm a little crazy. You can check me out on Instagram. I'm always posting my music there. But that immediately raises my vibration. That immediately puts me in a state of feeling connected. Worthiness is wholeness, right? In the grand scape of things, if I'm whole, then I'm feeling worthy. And wholeness is oneness, because when I am whole, I'm at one with every individual outside of me as well. And if I can collapse the time and space and see no separation between you or me, then that's the ultimate state of worthiness, and that oneness can exist. But sometimes we have to put the ego in check. The ego is edging God out. And the more we edge God out, the ego takes over, then the more separation, the more lack, the more scarcity, the more low vibrational feeling of worthiness starts to creep into your life. And nobody likes that worthiness creep that's been creeping up on you, watching over your shoulder, figuring out when it can attack. You gotta guard yourself, my friend. You gotta shake it off of you. And that's one of the things I do as well, is something called TRE, and trauma release exercises. Amazing, you can do that. We posted a video a little bit, my boy Blake and I. You can see him in the video doing it. It's life changing. It's something you do for 5 minutes. You don't have to pay anybody to do it. It will radically transform your life. So you may be thinking, how do I stay in my passion zone? I got kids, I'm busy, I have these jobs, I have 2 jobs. How am I gonna stay in my passion zone, Drew? If you can't figure out what that passion zone is or stay in it right now, you have to reframe it. You have to change it in your mind to be the most compelling thing that you could be doing in the moment, because there's a vibrational shift. If I'm doing something that I love versus something that I loathe every single day, the frequency is different. Eventually, I am going to, as the human projection, right, that's coming out of these 2 eyes, we can call it, starts to perceive the world differently, the reception changes, that human antenna shifts. So I have to stay in the reframing of whatever it is that I loathe in a positive way. You know what? I may not like making my kids lunches every single day. I don't like to cook, right? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not. Maybe you love to cook, but I'm using this as an example. But now I'm changing it to what an honor it is, what a blessing it is that I get to fuel these little bodies with this nutrition that can absolutely set them up for success during the day, so that when they come home at night, I get to hear about the stories that they've created in school or wherever they are that contributes to the overall well-being of the house and the frequency that's collective in this house together. So it's a reframing thing. It's constantly changing and shifting, and then figuring out the most empowering story that you can tell for your life. So if you start to tell a better story, the story will start to change as well. And that's when you wake up from the dream of reality. There's just a lot of sleepy people roaming around this planet right now. You're waking up. You've attracted this video in your life for a reason, for a purpose. And when you start to see yourself living in this movie that you're the creator of, not happening to, not a victim of, like your life is happening for you, it's not happening to you, you get to declare the level of self-worth that you have, the level of enthusiasm that you go about your life with, and that's amazing, my friend. So snap out of it. You know, there's so much love for you here. There's so much joy in this space. And when you can really start to own your greatness that's already inside of you, your life will radically change. I'm living proof of that. I came from an abusive home. I came from a father and all the neglect from my parents. I was abandoned. So all these subconscious issues of worthiness, I've been dealing with it. Have I completely gotten rid of it? I don't think we ever do as human beings, but I've managed it in such a way to where I've turned it into a powerful story that motivates me. A story that has me jumping out of bed sky high because I get to live another day and impact another human being, another soul that's right here with me right now. And you're watching this video and you're feeling that vibration, and that's what I'm putting out, my friend. And you get to do the same exact thing. There's no separation between me and you. I wasn't gifted with any ability that you don't have. And we get to move forward together. So super powerful stuff. I'm Drew Canoli. If you like this video or there was something that landed for you in this video, leave a comment below of what it is. And I'm gonna reach out to you personally and leave a comment on that. This is something you wanna embed in your subconscious. There's parts of this video where I go on a tangent. You're gonna wanna listen to this every day for the next 7 days. And the more you listen to it, the more your body affirms that this is the reality that now you're committed to, and your world will start to change. I promise you that. I'm Drew Canoli. We're in this together. Thanks for watching.